Hey guys, it's Ryan here with Seagods Stand-Up Paddleboards with another quick tip. Today we're going to talk about using your pump to inflate your board. All Seagods paddleboards come with a dual stage, dual action pump. That means they can inflate and they can deflate. It also means that they can inflate and deflate on the up and down stroke or only on the downstroke. On your pump you'll see there's a little red plug here. With this plug inserted, it's going to be dual action. That means it's going to inflate on the way up and on the way down. If you remove this plug, then it's only going to inflate on the way down. It's important to note when inflating your board at the beginning, you're going to want to use dual stage. That way you can get a lot more volume in a lot faster. And then when it gets harder and the higher pressures, you can pull this out and it'll only inflate on the way down. There are two parts to your pump. There's the hose and there's the pump itself. To inflate your board, you take this end of the hose and you thread it on to the inflate side of the handle. Then you take the other side and screw it into the valve on your board. The valve on your board has a dust cap that you want to keep on when your board is in use to keep dirt and stuff like that out of your valve. To inflate your board, you remove that dust cap and there's a pin here. It's important to make sure that the pin on your valve is in the up position, which is the close position. You push it in once to close the valve, push it in again to open the valve. You take this end of the hose and plug it into the valve and screw it in clockwise, about a quarter turn, and you're ready to start pumping up your board. Alright guys, now we got our pump connected to our board here. We're going to start inflating this board. As you can see, I have the plug on the in here, which means it's going to inflate on the upstroke and on the downstroke. Once you get your board up to a little bit higher pressure, you can remove this plug, and then it'll only inflate on the downstroke, making it a little bit easier. Once you get it up to pressure, you'll notice on the top here there's a gauge. It'll tell you what PSI your board is at. Sometimes when your board is brand new, it takes a little bit of pumping to get the gauge to start reading. We recommend you keep pumping until it gets to around 8 PSI before this gauge will start reading. Then after that, on consecutive pumps, it should show the pressure right away. Seagods stand-up paddleboards are rated for a maximum of 20 PSI. But for best performance, you can inflate it between 15 and 20 PSI. For the larger riders like myself, 20 PSI is what you're going to want, but for some people 15 PSI is going to be enough. The reason you want to make sure that your pin is in the up position, because if it's not, and you finish inflating your board, this is going to happen. And you're going to have to start from scratch. When inflating your board, it's also important to be cognizant of the heat. If it's really hot outside and you fill it up to 20 PSI, the heat might expand the pressure in your board, making it overinflated. So if it's really hot, make sure you pump it up to maybe 16 or 18 PSI to give it a little bit of extra room to expand. Okay, now that our board is inflated, we're going to remove the hose. We want to make sure that we do that as fast as possible because it will release a little bit of air. And then when you're done, make sure you put the dust cap back on to keep all your dirt and mud out of there and keep everything clean. And now your board is hard as a rock and you're ready to go paddling. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that quick tip. If you want to see more, please check out our YouTube channel and subscribe. We're also on Instagram at SeagodsSup, we're on Facebook, and check out our webpage www.seagods.ca. Happy paddling!